നമുക്ക് പരിചയപ്പെടാം. കിസാൻ സഭയുടെ മുൻ മഹാരാഷ്ട്ര ഉപാധ്യക്ഷനായിരുന്ന സഖാവ് ഉദയൻ ശർമ്മയെ. അദ്ദേഹം എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് മഹാരാഷ്ട്രയിൽ കർഷകരുടെ ആത്മഹത്യകൾ ഇപ്പോഴും നിലനിൽക്കുന്നതെന്നും കർഷകരുടെ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ എന്തൊക്കെയാണെന്നും കർഷകർ നടത്തുന്ന പോരാട്ടത്തെക്കുറിച്ചും സഖാവ് നമ്മളോട് സംസാരിക്കും. फ्रंट में काम कर रहे हैं किसान सभा की.
बहुत पहले एग्रीकल्चरल वर्कर्स यूनियन में काम करता था. आई वॉज वन ऑफ द फाउंडर्स इन महाराष्ट्र.
एग्रीकल्चरल.
हाँ. उसके बाद में फिर कुछ कारण थे. मैंने एग्रीकल्चर वर्कर्स यूनियन से स्विच ऑफ किया.
अच्छा.
किसान सभा में. तब से फिर किसान सभा में था. आई वॉज वाइस प्रेसिडेंट.
Then what is the situation there now, right now, on this farmer suicide?
Farmers' distress still persists. Mainly the reason is that Vidarbha is a dry place. Though some irrigation is there, some projects are there, but it is very much insufficient. So dry farming is there. In dry farming, you cannot have intense cultivation, multi-crop pattern. You cannot have. Hardly there is one crop, or whosoever wishes to do it and has got a well, then they can do it second crop also. But such persons are very
Mainly cotton.
little in number.
Mainly cotton.
Mainly cotton,
Then soybean.
and then soybean. Cotton and soybean are the main crops. Previously, it was a belt for jawari. Jawar was the main product and staple food. By and by, it decreased, and now there is hardly any jawari.
Then our Kisan Sabha's movement, how is our growth in that region?
Our growth is not satisfactory, but it is growing. Of course it is growing, but to our standards, it is not meeting.
Then struggles are going on.
Of course.
Under the leadership of IKS.
IKS. Other organizations also have been there for almost a decade. Shetkari Sangatna was there. Sharad Joshi's main bastion was Vidarbha. Then, because of his policies of neoliberalism, he had welcomed Dunkel proposals. His movement was withering away. Yes, it withered away. In a slow process, it withered away. Then, in frustration, he had some other activities, burning buses, etc., etc. So that was the last nail, in the coffin, because those who did it, they were taken to task by legal machinery, and there was no response from Sharad Joshi or anybody else. So they came to such a condition that whenever we went to them for Kisan Sabha or other purposes, they were just abusing everybody. Just no farmers organization. They could not tolerate any the word Kisan Sabha or Shetkari Sangatna or any of the organizations because of this experience. Now the climate change has got a much bigger role in farmer suicide. Since last 10 years or so, the gravity of climate change we are feeling. Though it has been recognized late, but farmer suicide are connected with this also. Of course, the lending institutions are not in a good condition. Either they are very weak or they are very much in peril because of the nepotism, corruption.
Lending institution mainly cooperative.
Cooperatives, yes. I am talking of the cooperatives. And the nationalized banks also are not giving loans properly. The method they are applying is very much faulty. For example, they will ask the farmer who wants a crop loan, they will ask him to collect no due form from all the banks of the area. Now he should go from pillar to post and collect all the certificates. Then banks started charging for it. What is the fun when you have got everything in digital records? You just take your laptop and just find out whether he has got some loan on him and he has not paid, or that his account is clear. You can know it. Why should you say that he should go to every bank? He has to leave all the work of farming, and it is in the peak season. When sowing season is there, in that season they need loans, and in that season every day, every hour is important for farmer. That time you are wasting in this way. So that is also one of the reasons. And then private money lenders, they are there. Private money lenders, they behave in what way? The condition in Kerala is very much good for farmers because this lending is done properly. The facilities which Kerala gives, no other province gives. So that is also one of the reasons of this distress. When you take something from private money lender and you know that crop has gone because of natural calamity or something else, you know that you cannot pay it, then you are afraid that your land will go. He will confiscate. They already prepare papers when they give you loans, and then they confiscate your land. So in that stress, one commits suicide. I cannot pay the loan, then what will be the fate of my family? Nobody knows.
Still suicides
They will be insulted. Yes, still suicides, and a very, very good number. So the argument in our country, which is coming from the quarters of some rich persons and bureaucrats also, how far we should give money to the farmers, that argument is futile. Nowhere in the world, nowhere, there is any type of farming without a very heavy aid from the government. Nowhere, including America, all Europe. Europe has got two types of aid, two types of grants for them. One is from that country and one is from European Union. Two types of they are getting. In America also, this is a very, very good amount the farmers are getting, and then only they are continuing farming. And even then, in the whole of Europe, there is no grain production done by any farmer. Total grain production has gone to the companies, big agro-industrial companies. They are owning the growing all, whether it is wheat, it is barley, or it is anything else, they are doing it. Now then, what farmers are doing? Some fruits, they are in fruit cultivation, and orchards, and second thing, they are producing milk and meat. So only in these two spheres, the farmer is there. Otherwise, all the agriculture bulk has gone to big company, and they have got international chains. They are eating malls. They are making breads and other things in factories. Everything they are making in factory. So that is the condition. At least I can say in whole of Europe, Western Europe at least. So this is the condition of the agriculture.